We're coming. Just after this song, we're going to get right into it. Yes, we are here. I want to jump right into this topic because I want to explain a few things. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Empress Elegy and Lance Scurv. She is here. I just used this particular banner that didn't have her face because all the grimy stuff I want to keep her pristine image away from. Okay, so I just want to ask you really quick, my dear sister, how are you feeling tonight?
I'm doing very well, sir, and I do thank you for keeping that particular mask very pristine. Thank you so much.
we're going to go through greeting everybody in a little while.
No, that's okay. There's not a lot here. So hello, everyone. Hi, yes. Giant. Hi, Bright Star. Hi, Daisy. Hi, Capuchon.
Right into this because it's
go right ahead. Synovia, Sunkissed. Hello. Go right ahead.
Yeah. It's just, this is news that just came out.
Right.
I made the banner with a certain title on it to kind of piggyback on the news that's been going around. Some people don't know what OnlyFans, what it is. They're confused about it. You know, we hear about these things, but some people just don't even keep up. Some folks don't know about Instagram, much less OnlyFans.
Right.
And I'm going to read this article that just came out a couple of hours ago. There's a lot of folks that are very surprised and very happy about this. On a moral level, you can assess this the way you want. I'm not pro or con. I'm just explaining what is. Okay. Now, The title of the article I'm reading from Yahoo News, that's fresh off the press, is OnlyFans reverses planned porn ban after backlash from its adult content creators. I was like, wait a second, porn. Well, OnlyFans, and the explanation is in the article. I'm just going to read this. It will explain what it is and what happened, right? The decisions the company made to take porn off, because I'll say it my way. We're going to read it again the other way, right? OnlyFans is a platform where you can stream live content, of course, from the privacy of your own home, the backseat of your car, the alleyway, wherever. And this is how people made money. Women and men, the gay community, this thing just exploded, okay? And it was legal to do so because they allowed you to do this. You can't get banned. People were actually having live sex on a streamed platform, and you would subscribe to them and pay them directly some money. We'll find out, I think, what the cut was, but they're making great amounts of money. So everybody and their mama were making homemade porn and putting themselves out there, but they would put themselves out there on Twitter, sexy pictures on Instagram to draw the people in. And so this is what a lot of people were doing. It's the same as live stream porn, but it was OnlyFans, and the company behind it really pushed it. Now, you know, when OnlyFans first came out, I was under the impression like, okay, this is kind of like an Instagram thing where you don't even have to, I didn't think you had to charge, but you can make money or you can set your price. But I made an OnlyFans page not to make porn, right? But I always subscribe to things, but I didn't know that's the direction they were going to go into. I thought it was something where you can upload more sensitive photos, more of your private life, which I really wouldn't do all the way. But it's just a different platform that I put my name on, but I never used. I didn't even finish the page up yet. So I'm going to finish it up, but my purpose on there is not that. Now, you have mainstream people, celebrities, regular people. You might be into cooking, you might be into painting or have a hobby or promote a business, but that aspect of it where they didn't stop people from putting up explicit adult content, it just zoomed past everybody else to the point where it's like, I don't think I'm going to keep this OnlyFans page because people are going to think that I've got porn out there and had a stigma on it, okay? So the article is long. I ain't going to read the whole thing, but I'm just going to say it because this news just came out, and you're going to hear a lot about it in the next few days, okay? It says it's a 9-minute read. We're going to take our time. So is again, OnlyFans reverses planned porn ban after backlash from its adult content creators, okay? The content... Okay, I hate when I start to talk and this thing scrolls up. What the heck happened? Where's my article? Wait a second. Wait. This thing is gone? Where did it go? Hold on. Oh, okay. I got to open it up again. And this is a different article that popped up. So let me scroll down and see if I can see, or just go back and just see. Like, okay, here we go. This screen is so sensitive. I'm not going to say the title again. Okay, here we go. The content subscription service OnlyFans announced Wednesday that it was dropping its plan to ban sexually explicit content on its platform. The reversal comes a week after the London-based company announced proposed changes, including a ban on pornography, to evolve its content guidelines. This will explain it. Thank you to everyone for making your voices heard, the platform tweeted Wednesday morning. We have secured assurances necessary to support our diverse creator community and have suspended the planned October 1st policy change. OnlyFans stands for inclusion, and we will continue to provide a home for all creators. Initially, OnlyFans explained its decision to ban sexually explicit content by noting that because of the proliferation of sexual content on the platform, see, it wasn't supposed to just be that, right? Banks had refused to do business with the company and that it was struggling to find outside investors. Let me tell you, let me stop this and tell you the real deal. OnlyFans had planned to stop the adult creators because, like I said, banks didn't want to deal with them, and they were looking to evolve the platform to a more cleaner kind of platform and dump the people who got it there. It was the independent contractor sex workers that got it to where it was. They make billions of dollars. So what if the bank don't want to deal with you? You are the bank. me go to a bank if I have several $billion?
Exactly.
Okay, let me continue reading. Despite those issues, however, OnlyFans, which has more than 120 million subscribers,
My God.
still able to generate a large positive cash flow and also paid out more than $300 million a month to its content creators. It paid it out. So what did they make? Right? The proposed October 1st, 2021 changes are no longer required due to banking partners' assurances that OnlyFans can support all genres of creators, the company said in a statement to Yahoo News. Adult content creators on the site reacted with cautious optimism to the news that they will not be banned from the platform. See, a lot of folks are making a whole lot of money. And remember, this is during the pandemic. People were losing their jobs. And I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm just telling you what is. So a lot of young ladies were like, and men, gay dudes, or couples, married couples, everybody and their mama. Not everybody. I know I wasn't on there. You weren't on there. But they were like, we'll try this out. And a lot of them did good. A lot of them were making six figures and more. Not everybody, but a whole lot of people. But if you have no job and you can get an extra 40,000, 50,000, 60,000. Hey, some people were leaving their jobs to go on OnlyFans. So if you see a neighbor that looks to be very alluring and very sensuous and all this stuff, and all of a sudden they bust out with a lot of money, bust out with a brand new car, bust out buying a house, not that they can't do it without it, but chances are they may have their foot in the OnlyFans door. And here it is here. One self-proclaimed sex expert and model, Tayomi Morgan, says OnlyFans was a saving grace for her in early 2019. See what I said? At a time when her life was in complete disarray. OnlyFans was the only space that really supported me and gave me an opportunity to express myself and make money doing it. Morgan, whose fans know her as Glamazon, told Yahoo News, my world was on fire at the time, and it was just easy. It was easy to sign up. It was easy to get started, and it just made sense. Let me click this to open it up more. Morgan says news of the company's reversal is great news for sex workers and a huge sigh of relief, but adds that the flip-flop does not make her feel supported or safe. For a platform as large as OnlyFans to tamper with the livelihoods of so many people is apathetic and unacceptable. She says, money talks. They see the power sex workers have in building brands and dismantling them as well. And they chose to stand with the sex work for the safety of their business. Launched in 2016, OnlyFans built itself as a way for content creators of all kinds to interact with their fans by receiving money directly from them in the form of one-time tips or through a pay-per-view feature. Initially, the site was largely populated with physical fitness experts, musicians, comedians, and other content creators. Like I said, when it started, it was super legit. Because back then, when something new pops up, I sign up and join up, and I'll go back and see how it does after a while. And if it's something that I can use for my platform to reach a different slice of audience, or just to be out there, but I don't just do something to do it. I didn't know it was going that way. Now, it says last March, as the pandemic halted in-person activities around the world, the platform grew exponentially, serving as an outlet for adult content workers or creators and sex workers to continue to make money from the safety of their own homes. One of the things that made it really lucrative and popular for sex workers is that they didn't have to see people in person, especially during the pandemic. Hassan King Noor Salam, a creator of adult content who has been in the adult industry for more than 2 decades, explained, think about how COVID-19 is spread and how communicable it is. It's not safe to go and do a lap dance for somebody, especially when people are fighting being vaccinated or people are fighting wearing a mask in close quarters. So a lot of people who are dancers were able to go on OnlyFans. They They were able to host with OnlyFans Live or send little videos on OnlyFans to people who wanted to dance. And that's safe for the dancer and for the customer as well. And of course, in person, I'll say, even if you have a reputable establishment for strip dancing, adult dancing, any kind of adult type thing where people gather, there's an element where a criminal element where those guys are hanging on the outside in the parking lot to get you when you come out. It's just
right.
It attracts, that energy attracts all kind of negativity, right? Thursday's decision to ban porn on the site encountered a reaction from the site's users and more than 2 million content creators. Could you imagine 2 million content creators?
I
Right
can.
now, there's way more than that as far as those who create adult content, but those who chose to step up and make their voice heard, there's way more than that.
Right.
Seeing the rug pulled from under people was extremely unfortunate, Salam said. They were about to have a mass exodus of creators and subscribers and fell back. They knew sex workers brought them money and they thought they could F us over and no one would care. We called BS. For many adult content creators, the move showed how quickly a platform like OnlyFans can dismiss the people who have made billions of dollars for it. The top 10 earners on the platform, check this out, earned north of $2 million a month.
Jesus Christ.
I gotta say that again. I'm scheming on how I can get on the number not like that. He ain't gonna make no money with his old fat behind. Anyway, the top 10 earners on the platform earned north of $2 million a month. Now, the top number one, out of seeing that, of course, he or she had to make maybe 4 or 5 million. They said north of the top 10. So they averaged it out. I know how they do their numbers, but if they made 2 million a month, and there's 12 months in a year, some did more, some did less, but let's just say the average,
right?
24 million.
Now
that's not everybody. That's the top 10. And you got millions on there already. So when you come down lower and lower, from 24 million, because I know on YouTube, the top content creators make all 14, 15 million.
Right.
It's like tougher to do because it's not a sex site. But I mean, that's some money. 2 million a month. I'm good with the month. Give me 1 month and I know what to do with it, right? Get all the cryptocurrency and real estate and what? Estate. Exactly. But overall, the top 1% of accounts on the platform earn nearly 33% of OnlyFans' $5 billion annual revenue.
My God.
Oh, man. Nearly 33% of the $5 billion.
Lance.
Yeah.
We have 109,000 plus people, right?
Uh-huh.
Do our OnlyFans page.
It'll be a comedy that if you see me without my clothes on. It's not like when I was 20 years old, 19 years old, right? But serious, I mean, I traveled many roads in my young years when I didn't have a body like that. And now I have to say, that's a lot of money. Even if it was less. And look, they were trying to get me in the whole adult thing because I knew people and I was, pictures, photos, dancing and everything like that. So I was dancing around that stuff, but I was not going to get on somebody's video like back then. No. But if I was younger now, and I'm a very moral person, upstanding, but 2 million a month, come on, y'all. And then the top 1%.
1 month, man. 1 month. That's all you need.
33%. The top 1%. Of $5 billion of annual revenue. What? So it's not so basically. No, but I'm saying that's 33% of the 5 billion.
Yeah.
So what's 33% of 5 billion? Come on now. That's a third of 5 billion. That's a little under 2 billion. Who is it? They probably won't even put it out there. Somebody made.
Oh, what the hell is a billion? How many zeros are we dealing with here?
What is that, like 12 or something like that? Is it? Because a million is No,
My
9.
my, my thing can't even do it.
I can't even grasp it now. I'm reading this for the first time, so I'm shocked. I didn't read this before. I just pulled this up. I was on the phone, made some calls, and you probably thought that I ain't gonna do nothing. I'm like, we're gonna do something tonight. Like I said, Beatrice Noel wasn't feeling good, so within the next few days,
Right.
she can come back.
She came in the chat. She was in the chat.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're still here, Beatrice, I
She
hope you
might be
feel better.
listening, but she.
Yeah. She was feeling, because she pushes herself and does a whole lot. Back in the day, okay, I got to pull up the old funky picture, y'all. Back in the day, do you think I could have did something?
5 billion.
1982,
Oh,
fans was
dear.
around. Maybe. I had a 15 pack back then, but anyway, let's get on back with the regular battle.
1,650,000,000.
And I'm not hung up on money, y'all, but that changes generations.
That changes. Listen.
That changes generations. No. No way. I have a lot less hair than I did before.
I'm telling you, man. I don't think people would care right now. You're Lance Scurv. That's all.
Yeah, but see, yeah. But it would be messed up though, right? Because how could I come back? And I would never stop doing regular videos, right? But how could I? I'm 58 years old. Come on now. Now, if they like grandpa porn, because granny porn is a big category in the pornography. And well, how do you know this? Do you watch this stuff? I have friends who are currently in it. People I've known for many years, and some people that are in it now that they're younger, but the connections. I have friends connections, so I know these things.
Right.
Like I said, I've done photo spreads, and I'm talking about, and it's real. I had that body. People approach me, and
London Blue says, "Show that picture again."
Huh? Oh, she wants to see the picture again. Picture on the first one or the second one, or I don't know.
The third one.
The third leg. Oh, I'll go back to the other one though. Let me see, because that was fuzzy. That was like really blown up. And my friend Gene LaGuardia found it in his photo. I was like, "Lance, man, check this out. Remember that day you was in shape?" And that was September 25th. And this next one was 2 weeks later. Yeah, that one there. So
what a difference! You look like a whole different person.
I know. But the funny thing is, it's really just absence of body fat. I didn't have much. Yeah, I had muscle on me. I was very hard, and I wasn't even really flexing in this one because I was on stage. I didn't know who took it wasn't like pose to the picture. I was about to hit the crunch, at that particular time. So, I'd have to drop about to get down to that weight again. 240 now, and I know when I start training, I have more muscle on me and all that stuff, but. I don't see it the same way. It's not like, and I can do it, and people would think I'm on something, but been there, done that. I'm going to do it, and as you well know, when certain projects are completed, I will do that. I have a dedicated area. We'll have a dedicated area for that. But it's just so hard finding equipment out here.
Right.
And there is equipment out here, but I'm going to have something sent over from over there because I used to be a personal trainer. And I know what I'm doing. I didn't get any certificates or anything because back then it wasn't like that. We can go back further, 2 years before that, to 1982. You read that, right? October 1980. And the second one from the right. And I was, what was I? 17. I was 17 years old right there. So I've been working like that for a long time. So it's nothing that bedazzles me like, oh man, I'm gonna look like this. Because I in that world, I got a million stories for you. But I would probably do this if but this would be, and I'm being honest, it would be a porn. It's porn. It's porn. So I'd have to, show what I got or what I do. And you're like, oh, he really nasty.
You ain't doing none of that.
No. Right. That's really, where I am now in life and everything like that. And I know there's some dudes that would like, man, Lance, you get a year of training in, man. You know how to train. You'll whip yourself into shape, whatever. Do it. I'm like, yeah, I'm still an old dude doing this. I'm not in that mindset.
Right.
Personally, behind closed doors, I'm a different creature, but I mean, that's public, and I probably would have done that then, with protein, right? But yeah. But I'm going to get in shape like that again for me, But like they said, Okay, let me go back to where I was. Okay, in the past 18 months.
Well, you got all the ladies in the chat.
I
said again? You have all the oh, where am I? Am I on? I said you have all the ladies in the chat. Googly-eyed.
Retroactively
googly-eyed.
No, for somebody who hasn't trained in I ain't been in the gym since April 85. My last competition was April 85, and I just told everybody. And I was watching a YouTube video today about it. I'm going to get back on topic, and it's not about me. I'm just saying this is a general thing because I want to do a video on this. It's something I kind of briefly spoke on before, but I'm a little more bold in saying it because I want to tell you not now, but we're going to go into the bodybuilding world that I know, and what I've heard, and I'm going to prove that I've known many people higher up in it. Wayne DeMille, who was a big promoter back in the 70s and into the 80s, into the 90s. And, the Weeders thought he was going to take over the IFBB. I've been talking to him a long time. Right. I think I showed you that interview, and, you could see that we crossed paths. He didn't mention my name or anything like that. But if he sees me, that's what's going on. We cool like that, right? Because I've been in this thing in different worlds for a long time. But you wouldn't believe back then the extreme things people did to get their bodies a certain way, right? Right. You wouldn't believe it now. You would not believe it. And I will tell you, honestly, from the heart, if you have a son or daughter who wants to get into training, you can let them get into training, but do not allow them to get into the kind of training that you have to do to get into a bodybuilding contest. It is like a very dangerous thing to do. If they do it drug-free, which I was drug-free, and people were pushing me to get on drugs, and I refused. I'm like, I want my stuff working when I'm 58 years old. You know what I mean? I don't even hear that. I used to look like that. And these guys, most of them from back in that day when I came up, they're dead. They're gone. They're dead. Dead. And it's definitely complications from using the steroids. But aside from the steroids, the dehydration that you do before a show, the diuretics, you're beating your joints down. And I mean, training twice a day, 6 days a week, and then running on these strict diets, it's not worth it. It's past the point of being healthy, and you're really damaging yourself, and your internal organs take a beating. I've never done steroids, but I've done unhealthy practices, not of substances, but depriving yourself of certain foods to get a certain look, eating more of other things to get a certain look. Temporary things that you do the night of the competition to have even a more amplified look that are natural substances, but when you combine them, it's not a good effect on your body. Right. So I would suggest let them train, let them lift, let them get strong, let them eat a healthy diet, but do not let them get into that twisted world of bodybuilding competition, because that is controlled insanity. I know it, and it messed me up mentally too, getting in it so deep. And that was natural, right? But it messes up your mind. And I'm not saying, your mind's messed up, Lance. I have, and we're going to get back on this, but I just want to say this thing. I have serious issues with my body image. I think I look like I'm 500 pounds. I don't go and stick my finger out my throat. I don't do any of that. I eat now. I love to eat, but I got hangups. Not like hangups that make me weird or nothing like that. But I feel very uncomfortable letting people see my body. I don't wear tank tops anymore. I don't even walk naked around the house. I don't even look at myself in the mirror. I don't like the way I look.
I don't even know if I should laugh or cry. What did you just say a while ago? What did you just say a while ago? You don't even walk naked around the house.
Yeah, no, I do. But Mr. Scurvy, like, why are you covering yourself up? I already know what you look like. Because when you fall asleep, everything just, I'm like, yeah, but I got hangups. Yeah, I got hangups. It messes up your mind. Yeah. So, and I'm not fishing for compliments. I do thank you for the compliments, right? But that's a very sick, extreme world, and you're never good enough when you get into that. No matter how good you look in your mind, I can improve this. I need to do this, and this is what puts people off in their own head.
Right,
Go beyond and go beyond. And no matter how good they look, and you want to see some of the most insecure people in the world, a bodybuilder. Because he feels deep down, no matter how much he looks like Superman to you, he's thinking, well, so if you see him and you act friendly, it's, hey man, how you doing? What's going on? Wait a second, man, you okay? What do you mean? Your face looks a little sucked in, man. You've been dropping weight on purpose. And when you know that, like, they're not trying to, and your arms, you've been training them a lot, right? Be careful from overtraining the man, because you don't want to lose any size.
You're terrible.
When you tell that, I'm just saying as an example. You see him look at the mirror, like, yeah, my arms did get a little smaller. They're so easy to psych out. Most of the guys. Because they're trying to make up for something that they, me, I eased into it. I didn't know I was going to get into the bodybuilding. And it was fun for me. I'm laughing, joking in the gym, but I'm around these people that I'm observing how their lives are, right? Like they're living in balance.
Right.
Below, not everybody now, but I knew guys who sold drugs, hard street drugs, working as bouncers in clubs, just to get up the money to do a cycle or to get a specific drug. You think it's about health? There's some gyms I could name names that are still around right now. And they're like drugstores. They're like pharmaceutical, any kind of steroid you want. And that's technically now illegal. The feds made it that way, I think in 93. They're still doing it, right? But back then it was wide open. There was a resident doctor that would come after working in his practice and hang around the gym. He never trained a skinny guy. So why is he over here all the time? And the owner's like, well, what do you think? You know what I mean? And guys would come in, go in the back with him, and they'd come out. They got so bad, they were guys openly shooting up people in guys who weren't trained to do that, but they were shooting other guys up.
Right.
In the men's locker room, you see some man bent over, the crack of his hairy ass is just wide open, not in his anus, but just like, he's bent over, and it's like he's getting shot up by this other dude who just joined the gym like a month ago. And he's like, well, this is how you do it. So you got infected needles. You got people, get a little air in the needle and don't know how to get it out. Just different things.
My God.
And they're lying. So this is just a B12 shot. You know what I mean? So the prostitution. You got guys who, look, you got to be gay to do something gay. Ain't no amount of money in the world. But these guys have, they got girlfriends and stuff. And then you see a guy parked outside in a Corvette. And he gets in there with him. So who's that dude, man? Old fat old white man. Well, that's my buddy, man. No, I ain't your buddy, man. What's up with that? And they won't tell you what you find out. He's tricking his ass off.
That's terrible.
You see these guys that don't work. And I'm really not trying to knock all of them. I'm just telling you the extremes of what I saw back in the day when I looked like that, when I was training. And I made a lot of friendships with people. And I got a tremendous insight across the board, because my first competition was January of 1980. And my last one was in April of 85. And I was in a lot of shows, a lot. A lot with, I got my butt kicked, and then you realize who's who. A lot of stuff. I've been propositioned by gay men. Oh, yeah. No, people who are officials, judges, people who have access to putting you on the covers of magazines and stuff. There's a dude in Connecticut, and I don't care. I'm going to tell his name. Marty Stroder. Probably dead now. Full family went to the competitions. He did a little bodybuilding, but he was never no big name. But in Connecticut. And he's like, Lance, man, you really came up. Your body's hard, man. You sure you're not taking anything? I'm like, nah, I don't take no drugs. I was a fanatical trainer, and I knew my body. I was extremely disciplined. Right. Discipline translates into the things I do and anything else I do. To the end, my focus. Look, if I grabbed your ankle and you're trying to run away and you popped me and took me off the planet, you have to pry my hand off, because I'll be dead. It's holding on to your ankle the same way. That's my focus. You know what I mean? So
now let that go.
Right. So that's why I don't have anything more to prove to myself. Right. And it brings back a lot of bad feelings to me too. The pushing and the pushing and the pushing. I remember back in 1980 when I kind of I trained before then now. I didn't know how to train, right? I started training when I was like 13 years old. Not really formally training, but messing around with weights in my basement. And then I learn more like the pump, and we go to the gym sometime and play around with the boxing gloves and spar a little bit. I really wanted to be a boxer. You know what I mean? My father was like, listen, man, you good, but that head, you get hit, you don't know what can happen. You safer, doing that.
Right.
But really and truly, if I could do it over again, I would lift weights to, strength and stuff, but it would be boxing for me. I know my work ethic.
Okay.
So I know I'm fanatical in anything I do. I'm fanatical. So in a good way, in a controlled way. But if I'm all in on something, I'm all in. Meet me in the morning, 3:30 in the morning. Meet me right here. We're going to go run 10 miles. Okay, I'll be right there. I'll beat you there. You know what I mean? Anything. I'd ride my bike from Brooklyn to Queens, go to the park and go run after a workout, ride my bike to the gym to go train 6 days a week, practice posing, choreograph my routines, all that stuff. I was in my own world, so I can never be isolated. You know what I mean? And if they had these things like OnlyFans back then, there'd be a whole lot of dudes up in that bad boy. But mainly they'd be on some old gay type stuff because, the gay porn world always loved to send people around to bodybuilding gyms back in the day. Because remember, we didn't have the internet.
Right.
Creepy dude sitting up in front. Well, he wants to talk to you. Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah. Well, we're recruiting people. We're a media company. Yeah, right. They always got something, and they don't want to say what it is. I was sitting up in an office, me and another friend of mine, sitting up in an office, huge amounts of huge for me at young, like, yo, check this out, man. See what that's all about. Because I was always nosy. Sat up in this office, I think it was like 3rd Avenue or 2nd Avenue. The 20s or 30s was on the east side, right? Open this office, we sitting in nice office too. And they had small little pictures around the whole office, like 8x12s. And you saw not hardcore pictures. It was a nice professional office, but you saw the faces of people who you knew who were in porn. I mean, we were young. We watched porn. We go to the spots and see the porn or whatever before VCRs were out,
Right.
So we went there. And this old Jew, he whips out this book and he says, you see, you guys are young. You've got perfect bodies. You can go as far as you want to go because you have youth. This is what they pay for. They want to see youth. And I'm like, and I didn't forget about the OnlyFans. I'm rambling. I just want to put some time in, right? And I'm thinking like, if a man, and you know what it is, y'all. I'm not going to say it nasty, but if a man is stroking himself watching pornographic material, the penis inside that scene becomes his penis. Because what you as a lady do to that, or 2 or 3 ladies do to that, in his mind, he's feeling it and he's using his hand to translate the feeling. So he's not like, if he's looking at you or what you have in a way of lust is something different. So now why did he say that to me like that? I pick up on what people say and how they say things.
Right.
So I knew something was coming. And so he showed all the scenes and I'm like, I saw that movie before. You know what I mean? I saw that before. Mostly white people, in the scene. So he says, well, listen, you think you want to move forward with me? Not him personally. I said, well, I'm curious. I want to find out some more. Knowing I really wasn't going to do that. Like I said, I did photo shoots, a lot of photo shoots, but you wouldn't know it was me. I look so different now. So he's like, well, listen, there's something else I want to tell you about this. Right. And it was different back then. We didn't have the internet. So he's like, well, we're going to build you. We're going to feature you. We're going to put you, you'll be that face, me and my friend, right? Because he was blown away by our bodies at that time.
Right.
We're going to put you out there. We're going to invest money. It's more to it than you jumping up in a scene in a bed with a girl, but you're going to have to be able to perform on command. You think that you're able to do that. At that time, it was like, perform. I was boing, all the time. You know what I mean? The wind blow a certain way. It's like, that would be no problem. You know what I mean? Probably 5 times and I'm done. But at the end, it's like that little bit that comes out when you have orgasms, right? So he said, oh, that's no problem because, so and so, and they can do the editing, whatever. But what you don't want to do, if you feel you're nervous and can't perform, and we have the photographers, the cameramen, the ladies there, they have that all has to be paid for, and it all hinges on your dick. So you have to be able to perform. See, people don't think about those things, and maybe you know about those things, but that's something you have to really consider, and that's pressure. So then you have a lot of guys that get into it, and they start sniffing the cocaine and doing little things with their body. You know, so now there's a slippery slope now because you're making, depending on who you are, because most of them people weren't making good money.
Right.
They may get a lump sum and that's it. Because I know for every 4 photo shoots that I did, I got like $1,000. But for a young kid back then, oh man, $1,000. And all I had to do is, you know, wear these outfits and, you know, as a college gear, football thing, some S&M kind of master kind of outfit, whatever, on top of a roof, climbing up where the water tank is. I done did some crazy stuff.
My God.
Yeah. People in the building, oh my God, what is he doing over there? And then you have to be able to, this confession night. You have
For
to do,
you.
well, yeah, right. But I mean, you have a huge backdrop doing a photo shoot back then. And so now you have photographers there. There's no video, but you have photographers there. Bright lights in your face. This is a studio. This is not like somebody's bedroom. Okay, get it up. And I'm like, huh? Here's a little jar of Vaseline and, you know, just start. Nothing to turn you on, nothing to, you know, wasn't no other chick there like that. And they're all standing around.
Titillating images.
So you got to stroke yourself in front of these strangers. It might be like,
oh my God. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Listen
I'm
to
not
you.
saying this for sensationalism. No, I'm getting older. I'm coming clean. I ain't holding nothing back. Yeah. Sometimes, you know, like I said, four, you know, different shoots, change your outfit. They're gonna have things there for you and whatnot, and you know, take the photos and develop them quick because everything is there. I took like a couple of slides. I didn't steal them. They told me you can take it. And I flipped this girl out that I knew, right? I gave them to her. I said, look at that. Oh my God. Where? Because it wasn't like back in the day where, or even the present day, we have smartphones. Take pictures. It's like this was a whole setup.
Hold it up to the light.
Yeah, exactly. When you believe that woman on Facebook reached out to me and I had killed one of my pages, you know, to get rid of the informants and the agents that just want to watch you.
Right.
He reached out to me. Lance,
really?
Can I tell you something? Yeah. About a year ago. Lance, can I tell you something? I said, what? I don't forget about it. I still got that slide.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
Find her and tell her to develop that slide.
Yeah, because someone got my face in there. You know what I mean? So I'm
share that to you.
To her. Right. You know, just mail it to me, just like kind of like duplicated or, you know, whatever.
Something.
But anyway, you know, because I was used to being on stage and bodybuilding and stuff. So, and I'm somewhat of an exhibitionist anyway, so it didn't bother me. It was like, oh, okay. You know, I've done crazy things on bets and got money. You know, I don't have any shame. So I use it to my advantage, but again, going back to the whole bodybuilding thing. Oh, let me just finish saying that story.
Yeah,
so we're gonna sink some money into you, and I remember him saying like remember the Charlie the Tuna Star Kiss? Remember that? Star Kiss Tuna Star, like he's from Boston.
Yeah,
this dude was from Boston because he said when we go star building for you, when we build you as a star, we do star building. I'll never forget the way he said that. So he said, but it's a farming system. And he said that heterosexual porn was nowhere near as lucrative as gay porn.
Oh, wow.
So I'm looking like, who he talking to? No, you ain't talking to me.
Oh, my God.
So he began to say, well, before we get to the hetero thing, you have to pass through a time of doing a substantial amount of gay porn. And he said, all of these people that you see here that I saw as popular faces with the fake names at the end, you know what I mean? And they're all white men, but they had black men too. But all of them had went to the farming, and then he whipped out the book and flipped the picture open, flipped the pages open. So dudes who I was used to seeing in the movies having sex with women, they bent over getting plugged by men.
Oh my God.
And then if they on all fours, there's another dude hitting them in the mouth.
Oh my God.
All kind of combinations. I'm like, I was like, there's no possibility of this. Do you think you can do it? There's a lot of money to be made. You're a handsome young kid, but you're young. So now that's what he meant by the whole young thing. Heterosexual dudes looking at porn don't care who's stroking the women because that penis in the scene becomes his dick by proxy.
Right.
You see what I mean? So that's what it is. So I told him I'll call him. That doesn't sound too good, kid. It doesn't seem like you're interested. I said,
so he's still waiting for that call, right?
Unless he got a phone in his coffin, right? No, what I did, I flipped him out. I was a comedian back then. I said, you know what? It's been a long time since I've been in a man. He looked, he said, well, it shouldn't be no problem. I said, the last time I was in a man was before I came out of sperm out of my father's testicles. And I said, I'm not doing that other stuff. Yeah. You're right, Reese. The dominant group is always pulling us into their mess. So bottom line, no. Now with the independent thing going on, you have your own cameras, you have your own studio, you can produce your own stuff directly to OnlyFans or to the porn sites because you can upload it and make your own page. But OnlyFans is pushed more because of the whole money behind it. And you really have a lot of real people who do their thing. And so, you have some of these ladies and some of these men who, they have their cards. Oh, here's my OnlyFans page. They'll be at the club looking good, half naked. Oh, okay, you want to talk to me here? So what a lot of women were scared of doing or just happening if they shut it down, the money they were making, where are they going to get it from? They weren't street hookers. They weren't even prostitutes like that. They prostituted the views and the visuals of their body, but the money was so good they didn't care. And so, men are fanatical. Men, when they get into that zone mentally and you become their fetish, then it's like they'll follow you to the ends of the earth. They'll give you money.
Right.
And the one thing I will say, on a not a moral thing, but if they're doing it, it's better that they're not in the street. It's better that they're not meeting somebody for this because, men will pay you to go up in a hotel with them and not even touch you. They just, you do what they say, play with a toy or something like that, and they stroke themselves and they pay you, and that's it. In different degrees of stuff. But at least you're not going out there. Now, it's not about saying, well, this thing is real or not. I feel there's more to it. I don't, and I'll leave it at that. But as they say, okay, well, you're not going to catch COVID. You're not going to catch an ass whipping from some weirdo stranger. You're on your screen, you pay, you watch. Pay per view, right? Or a fee for various content. They have different ways of distributing this stuff. But at least you're safe. At least you don't have to leave your home. And you were making a lot of money.
Exactly.
So it's not really are you condoning this? No. No matter what you do, I want you to be safe. I mean, heroin addicts shoot needle, they use needles and they use needles over again and get AIDS and different sicknesses from a dirty needle. And you have people out there that pass out clean needles. They're not condoning it. They're like, you're going to do this anyway. So at least live another day and not get something from a bad infected needle. You know what I mean? It's about preserving the life.
Exactly.
So, a lot of these people were up in a tizzy when they thought that source of good income during this pandemic was going to be over. And like I said, OnlyFans showed their hand because they were so ready to drop the people, whether you condone it or not, right? At least they're inside. Look, some of us going to have daughters that are doing this, and we don't even know it. Aunts that might be doing it. Grandmothers that might be doing it, you don't even know. You know what I mean? There's all kind of fetishes out here, but at least they're safe. And if you happen to be and see somebody, then, you get got. Everybody does.
That's true.
At some points. But I'm going to follow the story and see how it goes. And I'd like to interview some of these people. I'm going to reach out to some of the people and interview some of these people,
Okay.
No, really, yeah. It will mess up your aura and also your demeanor. And exactly. I know people who are gone with pornography. And this is to show you, look at the money. Look at the money they were raking in, and I would say from the average regular Joe to watch something
Right.
of who they fixated on. So we have the demons of lust and
And
the
some of these
energies.
people don't even look good.
No, but see, that's the thing. This is what gets some of these guys off. That not that they don't look good, but they're regular people who may be done up to look a certain standard, but then there are regular people there. And the regular stuff gets more strikes. It gets more hits. Yeah. A lot of men, and see, this is where a lot of women think like they may not be into doing that. They're decent young ladies and, they think, oh, I got to compete with this whole porn looking thing and I have to be done up. Nah. Most men like something regular, but they want your appetite to be just as large as what they fantasize about, to devour them and come after them and all this stuff. You know what I mean? But
right.
Not about the frilly lace. And that's nice too if you're in that zone. But you're right, Jay. It's messed us up because it's like you dial in what you want that night. Okay, I want to orgasm to a heavy set woman who might be, they would. And I'm saying because I'm in a street mood, kind of like right now talking about this.
I hear you.
Yeah. I'm in Ghana talking like I'm in New York, right? No, but a friend of mine who is heavily into porn and has no shame talking about it. Maybe I'll bring him on and just have him do his confessions.
Ooh.
Porn has really messed him up. And there are people that I know regularly that come on the show, whatever, that I've known for a while. Porn has messed them up.
Wow.
And you wouldn't know it. Like they're regular and they're polite and everything, but their minds are shot. And they'll stay inside like before they go to bed. And it's not like I'm going to watch this for 10 minutes and do my thing and go to bed. Some do. But these guys are so deep into it. They will sit there watching this stuff in a zone. And don't think, 30 minutes. No, they'll sit there for hours until they find the right thing. But it numbs you. It numbs you because you're seeing all this stuff. And you can see this stuff. So you start to think about something that you might desire. And it goes back to when we were speaking about sexually transmitted demons.
Right.
Because now you're watching something and the negative energies out there, however it's done, got you because they can send somebody at you the next day or the next week because you done told the world what you like. That unseen spiritual world.
Right.
And now a regular woman does nothing for you. A woman just does, I don't mean to say regular, right? But that glossy fantasy, anything goes thing. And so these guys that are so caught up in it, they're looking for it in their daily life, but they don't say nothing. The fantasy that they lived through that became very much real on the screen that resulted in their orgasm, them manipulating themselves, that's in their mind now. So you're walking around all day. Is it going to happen? What does she mean by that? Oh my God, I see a cleavage. Oh God, I see the brown part of her nipple. Oh, she got up the car and her dress slid up. Ooh, I saw it. I want it. And they're so disconnected from reality. And they can only get off with that stuff. Look, the billions of dollars that OnlyFans makes is proof positive to what I say. Why are you dumping this money? Those women are real. They'll accommodate you.
Right.
But why? Because there's no pressure. I don't have to woo you over. I pay my money and I see what I want and I'm done. I don't have to go and convince you and woo you and take you to dinner. I don't have to convince you I'm a nice guy. It's cheaper for them in their mind to spend a little money for that, jerk themselves off and go to sleep. They don't have to deal with the long phone calls and maybe you said something they misunderstood and they're crying. Listen, sweetheart, I didn't mean anything by that. It's too much energy.
Yep.
And that's the mentality that a lot of men who have gone to prostitutes on a regular basis. I know guys personally from not single, years. And I didn't know about that stuff. I mean, I knew about it, but I'm saying like 17, 18, they were in my same age. And they were going to prostitutes and worked minimum wage jobs and spent their whole check
Wow.
prostitutes in a hotel room and all. I was like, don't get mad at me. I ain't going that route.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't going that route. You've
You
sold
didn't
out
need to.
because you have insecurity, these insecurities, and then you don't
Right.
feel like your situation as a young man is not right. Get your situation right, man. But it shouldn't be just to get the poontang. It shouldn't be there to get the pizza.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's one of the fringe benefits of being a full man, a real man, and can have a conversation and take a young lady out. That whole thing. And I would tell these guys from young, because here I am almost getting pulled into being in the porn flick, and these dudes are paying to watch it.
Right.
So I'm thinking it was different than them. Not that that was anything good, but I was coming from a whole different place.
A lot of them only fan page have, it's all about, you got the porn ones, and then you have the ones who are supposed to be, what do you call it? Sex educators.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. So this is the thing. This is the thing. So I tell any of these women, a man or whoever, OnlyFans gave you a sigh of relief by now announcing that they're not going to pull that adult explicit content from the site. No, they weren't going to go out of business. They realized they were losing money. Like, it would have took a dip.
Yeah.
But I will say, as insurance, just like me on YouTube, have your own website. You have a following that's paying you on OnlyFans. Do the same thing on you. You got the money to set it up. Why are you not setting this up?
Right.
Go on an independent look. You can get porn hosting. And let me explain. If you don't realize, like, oh, what do you mean porn hosting? You're hosting porn parties? No, it doesn't mean that. Just like when you have, and I have to go, like most people know it here, but I'm just going to say it just to, stupid proof the whole thing. When you put something online, it's hosted somewhere. Mm-hmm. That content has a home somewhere.
Right.
When you go on Facebook and put your pictures up, or Twitter, Instagram, YouTube with the videos, they host it. Their advertising pays for the hosting. But if you want to put up your content where there's no limitation, or like, okay, with me, LanceScurv.com, I have my own dedicated hosting, which can hold a lot of content. I have so much hosting at a fairly good price, but I still have to pay a good amount every year for that hosting. That I probably use only 3% of that capacity. Because nobody else, I don't have shared hosting. Shared hosting, where you leave your content and you have it hosted so that you can go and be directed to that site. Shared hosting is like living in an apartment.
Right.
It's not yours, and you share it with other people, or living in a room in the house. You get up in the middle of the night.
Share the bathroom. Mm-hmm.
You might have to wait, or just run outside by the tree and go. With dedicated hosting, you have your own house.
Right.
And it's not super expensive, but once you've made the decision to be into this thing, you don't want no problems. So that's why my website loads a lot faster. When you have it shared, now when you have dedicated hosting, doesn't mean I can put porn up there, because when you put video content, it slows the site down. Could you imagine if I put up all my videos directly on my website? Wow. Video files are very heavy. They're huge. And if you put one or two, that's cool. But if you have a lot of them and you get a rush of people coming to your site, they won't be able to see what it is that you have there. So this is why you have YouTube, and you embed the YouTube video on your site, but they have the hosting because they have the servers and the powerful servers to handle that.
Right.
So now if you're doing porn, I can't put porn on a YouTube video and put it on my site or embed it. They'll ban me by the first couple of hits. As soon as the titty come out, boom, you're gone. So I don't understand it. They have nudity on YouTube if it's presented as something medical, but it's like, the proper way to shave around a vagina. And I'm sitting here looking at this woman's, I'm looking. I'm like, I can't believe it. They're knocking me, trying to say hate speech and COVID stuff you're talking about. And you got it. It's not even age restricted, because they have the age restricted videos on YouTube that show a little more, but you have to be over 18. But here you got a woman sitting there and getting waxed by some other woman. I think I sent it to you. I couldn't believe it.
You did.
Showing the vagina, the lipstick,
Mm-hmm.
this, to that, everything.
Mm-hmm.
How about the other one who was bent over getting waxed?
I know.
All around the cheeks up to the anus getting waxed.
Oh, you didn't show me that other one. You showed me the one with her
I think I
backside
fell off
up
the
in the
chair and
air.
forgot this. I bumped my head. I was out of it. I was like, no, man, the world is going to hell. When I was experimenting, getting into the tattoos, there was no problem, and many people they don't, I never told nobody about that. I didn't hide it, but for a couple of months, I was learning because I'm an artist, but I ran into a buddy of mine that did that. And he moved on the floor and I ran into him in Florida. I said, yo, you down here? So I'm like, yo, you still doing tattoos? He said, bro, he's a Puerto Rican guy. Bro, I don't have no gun. I don't have no tattoo gun. I said, yo, I'll get the gun. I'll bring it to you. And off the bus, there are a lot of women that know I'm an artist that ask if I do tattoos. I said, no, but I'll do them for free just to get the practice. And so I have half the hood come up with me. Not half, but it'd be 3 or 4 women that would pop up at a time. And,
Right.
evening and they'd get free stuff. Now, I was good, but I have to do everything proper and learn the techniques and learn every little thing. I'm not just going to say I'm good and mess up on you. So, it was nothing for me. They might drink something, go outside and smoke something. And we're doing one girl on her ankle or maybe like a left or right titty or a butt cheek or something or whatever. Doctor like that. So it wasn't like, oh my God, I'm getting turned on. Look, no. I'm like a doctor. I know the human body. And plus I dealt bodybuilding and bodies and, photos. And it's like, it's just, I could have gotten that way.
Flesh.
Right? Yeah. I know the love. I have to say I'm not human now. I'm not acting like a non-human. I'm going to allow myself to get into this, to get lustful. I just can't let lust control me like that and just come on me. Wrong choice of words, right? Just come over me.
Same
just
thing.
Come over me.
Wrong choice still.
Right. And I'm weak, like, oh God, I gotta have so and so. I have to decide, okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna open the door for that. All right. And I'm still controlled. I'm still not out of control until I allow myself to get out of control. That's just how I am.
Right.
That's why I can delve into these different worlds growing up without getting caught up, to know when enough is enough.
Right.
It's interesting. I learned a lot. I touched in different worlds and I exposed these things about myself, not just to sensationalism, but again, being a regular guy, it was New York City. New York City is not like growing up in Tuscaloosa. You know what I mean?
Listen, stop knocking my hometown, please.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, there's a lot of twerking. And the twerks get a lot of hits. But they don't make any money because, dudes are sitting there looking to masturbate at somebody twerking and they're clicking buttons and see, it numbs you because you can have any style or shape kind of butt, that you can think something up. And this is how I'll say satanic or demonic or evil forces get your mind because the internet has become your sex life.
Right.
You all day, and some people all day, and then they're not going to tell you this. But, what am I going to masturbate to tonight? Do I want a white woman? Do I want a white woman and a black woman? Do I want a Czechoslovakian midget? Do I want, you just, and your mind goes wild. So, interracial porn in the United States, especially in the South, is really big. A friend of mine sent me a graph, a heat map. Like when you have a storm and it's really light, it's light over there, but the parts that get red and purple, it's a lot of heavy activity and lightning and thunder.
Right.
The hot parts when they said interracial porn, all through the South.
Wow.
And those are white men. They ain't no black men. You know what I mean? Black men are in the movies getting it.
Wow.
And they like that. They like these white men who will be so hateful on black men. Masturbate to black men jamming a white woman. Ain't they sick? You hate it so much. Why you want to see that?
Right.
You hate it so much. Why? In real life, I'm telling you from experience of what I've been approached so many times. The way I looked at that time, and I had discernment back then. I had discernment, can see all kind of things, right? But like just like on Craigslist, which doesn't have it no more, and I have to repeat it again because we do so many shows that, if sometimes I have to say things, repeat things over and over because we have a whole new set of people that don't know. Craigslist had a personals page.
Right.
And they had different categories, MWF for BM, black male, or basically, WC for BM, white couple for black man. You might have, TS for TV, transsexual for transvestite. You know what I mean? Some of the categories didn't fill up all the way, but you had every possible combination. And so I was doing a show just about that when Craigslist had shut down the adult ads because there were a lot of people who would get mugged, beat up, and ripped off and all that stuff. And they didn't want to have any responsibility to do with that.
Right.
So cut that. And plus, I guess it's still around, still popular, but it's none of that on there. But that wing of it, they took away. And it kind of subsided because that was one of like the hot wings, right? It was a hot wing of Craigslist. It was funny to go through. Listen, I knew this woman who she was never into the kinky stuff, but she was an older Jamaican. Lord God, I can't believe they have such things. So she called me up, Lance, you know what I found? And she told me some weird request that somebody had on Craigslist. And that was her soap operas. Yeah. She wasn't a very sexual person. She just liked seeing that stuff. So she called me, you have to see it for yourself. I said, look how weird we look, So anyway, when I was doing the show and people didn't believe me, I said, you don't have to tell me where you live.
Right.
But every city, every town, every state, every nook and cranny of the United States and beyond had listings for their area. There's a brother there from West Virginia. And I said, name off, because he didn't hide. He didn't tell who he was, but it's Bluefield and this part. And I named some smaller areas. And he named like a really small area with this racist white people lived there. I mean, it wasn't like 5 people who lived there. It might have been like 400 or 500 in that little area.
Right.
I said, go search that area for the white couples who are looking for a black man. He says, I can't believe this. I found 15.
Wow.
That's a lot of people out of about 500-600 people, right? That's a lot. He couldn't believe it. And he went to and everybody went to their area. Now, if you're in New York or Chicago, don't even look because you already know. But or somewhere that's like, I go down to the South in this little backward city and visit my granny, whatever. Go search that area. And everybody could not believe it. It's up. That video's up. Couldn't tell you out of the 4,000 plus videos we have, like which one it is, but yeah, that's the way it is. That's the way it is. So OnlyFans only confirms or shows you what it has always been. This ain't nothing new. It's just a different manifestation, a different platform.
Sex sells, period.
Oh yeah. But the porn addictions and these things that hit the brain so much, very addictive. It goes straight to the brain. Yeah. And you're right, Delicate Lace. In Instagram, look, any platform can be sexualized, even Facebook. Look, I've seen women, and again, I'm not blaming women. I'm not throwing or demonizing them because it's men too who look well and they get up there and, they showing themselves off.
Right.
But I've seen women who were in the so-called conscious community, and I already picked up what it was. I had a young lady call me, because my number's out there, and I don't demonize people. I get approached.
Right.
I don't demonize anybody because the gloss of YouTube, the gloss of the show. And I had to explain to a friend of mine, I said, maybe you throwing a signal out there. I said, no, it's not even about sex. When you do this many shows and you talk and you do this stuff, any platform, not just me, you become their friend if you don't even know them. But it's like a radio host or TV show you watch, and it's like, wow, you have a connection to them.
Right.
And I know I give of myself a whole lot more saying some stuff that other people would not say.
You did that tonight.
Well, yeah. Oh, it's a whole lot more if you stick around. So that stuff. That's one of my strengths.
Right.
We're gonna sit down. We're gonna talk real. It's just on an extended level, on an amplified level.
Right.
So when people can reach out and call you, and you get pictures and stuff. I don't sit there and post it up or I'm traumatized and you better stop that. Put your name up. No, I don't do that. Not because I'm saying I want more. Titties don't bother me. I'm not traumatized when titties are nice things. You know what I mean? I never saw a titty locked up for a felony. You gotta look out for this left titty. It's committed several crimes. It sprayed milk in a driver's eye and made him crash. He broke his neck. We have an APB out for this titty, this set of titties. We caught him. They locked up. You see him breast in the mugshot. It never happened that way, right?
Right.
So it doesn't. But I understand what it is that you want to show appreciation, and a lot of our sisters have been raised to believe that the only bit of appreciation they can show a man is something sexual, and I know that's what it is. And sometimes we get sexual. No, it isn't. I'm not saying it's not, but I understand where people are coming from.
Right.
So I don't chastise anybody. I don't. From where you stand, I have come through so much in my lifetime. People have had to understand me. Like, okay, this is where you are, Lance, but you'll see different. And we're never going to stop being sexual. Never. The normal things that go through your head when you have those feelings and you're aroused, whatever. Don't let the whole porn and OnlyFans and all that stuff make you run against it. That's part of your life force. Be sexual. Have an orgasm tonight. I'm not, you don't have to be rigid also. You don't have to pull back, but don't let it get to be a raging fire where it just goes everything. Yeah, right. It wrecks your life up, and you got guys that go, I was at the job today, after breakfast I masturbated, and then when I got to the job, lunchtime I went in the bathroom and masturbated again. I couldn't wait to get back home. Yeah, it's like that.
Okay, so you have a moral majority or minority in the chat.
I haven't been looking, but what's the general consensus?
I said a moral minority. I meant to say minority. They just came in.
Okay, well, it's like it takes a second for me to see everything. I haven't been looking. Like I want to just really come out from the inside without being distracted. Not that my family here is distracted. When I'm really going in the zone about an old story or whatever, no, I just want to put it out the way it is.
But
it's everywhere.
I'm gonna let it stay for a minute.
Okay. Is it a troll?
I wouldn't say troll. I just, like I said, a moral minority.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see it. Well, look, just in case, Judgment is coming very soon. I hope Judgment enjoys the fact that it's coming soon. I hope Judgment enjoys the orgasm. No. I mean, like you're always going to have people that those are the biggest ones. You know what I mean? Like they chastise you. I'm very open. I am a sexual person. We all are.
Right.
I mean, I'm cool with that. I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
That's part of life. Yeah. I'm like, we can talk about it. You know what I mean?
I'm just sitting here. Listen, right now, I'm just listening. I'm just listening. I'm watching the chat. I'm watching all these women go googly-eyed and crazy, and just loving what you're showing.
Well, I mean, I have half a face showing right now with a red Terminator
eyeball. That's all right. Yeah, they're still loving it.
Just be comfortable with yourself, and you have people who are uptight, religious fanatics or whatever, and they come at you this way because maybe they can't.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to nude beaches, I've been to nudist, spots and whatnot. Everybody, playing ping pong naked and stuff. I've done all that stuff. I'm not going to say yay or nay, like this is bad or whatever. So what? So what? Explore. I'm not saying get yourself addicted, but I have to balance it by saying that because we
Of
all find
course.
ourselves at different points in our life, and nobody should be uptight as long as you're not hurting someone else. No one should be uptight about what they like. And you have these people who are struggling, and they want to come at you. Judgment is good. Judgment. Well, who's judging me? Because the one you say who's judging me gave me what's hanging between my legs and the ability to enjoy myself.
That's right.
Right?
That's
And it's not
right.
just procreation. It breathes
That's
life into your relationship.
right.
It gives you drive. It makes you feel.
Mm-hmm.
It is
Mm-hmm.
not just sexual. For me to wake up in the morning time and see the sun up in the air, up in the sky, and I go outside and feel it on my skin, it's damn near sexual. When I have that first sip of water in the morning time or a bit of tea that I like, I'm breathing, I'm living.
Oh, see
That's
what
sexual.
Scrooge Greedy said?
Mm-hmm.
Too
Man
many
counts.
black women are making more money than the white ones. That's why they want to shut it down.
Oh, well, no, but they're not shutting it down now. I thought they were, then they were, but they canceled that Scrooge Greedy. So
Mm.
yeah, they're back on. They say October 1st is not going to be where, it's shut down. And right, they
Mm-hmm.
don't want to see black folks make that money. You know
Right.
what I mean? And see, this is the way it's always been. We did a show with a young lady, I won't say her name, but she was very open about it, about prostitution in Las Vegas. I don't know if you remember that one. And she was saying how you had sisters in certain establishments. And she was breaking it
Mm-hmm.
down like Las Vegas ain't all that. And
Right.
even in prostitution, there's racism. That you have the sisters that look so much better. And you have these dried up white women with the fake soup bowl breasts where it's just like bam, little too hard things on the chest. You know what I mean? No backside. Like I said, a backside so flat they can jump in the mailbox and slap a stamp on their ass and go to any part of the world they want because they're flat as mail. You know what I mean?
You know
Well,
something. You know something.
they would get paid more than the
I
black women in
s-
these establishments.
I saw one of our sisters today. Maybe she mixed. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like talking about people like that, but
No, well,
she 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 was the epitome of what you just described a while ago. Put a
it
stamp
was
on it
worth
and mail it.
and
I
the
was
funny part about it,
shocked.
yeah, but the funny part about it, they think they all that.
But it was one of our sisters.
I thought you were talking about the white woman who,
No, it was one of our
sister with a
sisters. I
flat
was like,
backside. Yeah,
oh
well,
my
that's that white
goodness.
DNA coming out. That's that, that she just got passed down the wrong genes.
I was, and the only reason why I'm talking about her is because I was sitting in my car and she was parked next to me and she was coming to she was coming
Mhm.
forward to go into her car, hit my side view mirror. My car was running, so she
Mhm.
knew that somebody was in the car and she didn't even look over to say, oh, I'm sorry, or she just banged it and just kept doing her thing. That's the only reason I'm talking about her right now. Her ass was as flat
Mhm.
as a pancake.
Mm-mm.
Hmm. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm right here. I'm here. That's
Oh,
the
are
Panthers.
you?
This is Lance Scurv. I know why you're now stuck in Ghana, Africa. You got locked in, bro. Once try Ghana jungle, you never go back. Enjoy. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, stuck like
What does
I'm
that
here.
mean?
I don't know. Sometimes there's a little language barrier. I'm here because I want to be here.
But
I'm enjoying
he
myself.
keeps. Didn't he write that before? Is he writing it more than once?
Let me see.
Yeah, he didn't he?
Yeah,
Maybe
because I
not.
was in the chat room, so don't think I'm ignoring anybody here. I'm kind of like in a certain zone, letting things flow.
He retracted it and then he
Hmm.
posted it again.
Yeah, so I got to check that out. Queen Red Pill, you know. and see if they're doing it under it because it was too lucrative.
Yes, Scrooge.
Mrs. Butterworth flat, right? Mrs. Butt ain't worth nothing because it's flat. Pancakes got more roundness on it, right? You know. Yeah, but yeah, I'm half a century old. I'm not looking anymore. I shop. I go out to eat with girlfriends.
Who's
I'm good.
that?
Misha Williams. But no, but but that's cool because you can.
That's interesting. I'm hearing a lot of people, a lot of women in the 50, 60, not, I wouldn't say 70, because that's a different, for me, I think that's a different age group. Once you hit 70, you're in a different category, but I hear a lot of young ladies, women, mature, 50 to 69, and they're all saying the same thing. Oh, I can't be bothered anymore, or I don't feel anything anymore, or I'm good, I don't need to have a man anymore. And I'm like, what?
Well, I mean, look how much, and I'm not saying to our sisters here who mentioned it and agreed, I'm really not against you in that, because I wrote an article on the site years ago about taking yourself out on a date. And when was the last time you took yourself out on a date? That's balance in a way, because really, from what I've heard in life, like speaking to different women over the years, I'm not people. Oh, you simping for the women? No, I'm just telling you like it is, right? A lot of these guys are just a damn pain in the ass.
I know, that's true too.
And they bring a toxicity and they play games. Now we know we have some women out here, some of our sisters who play games. That's on both sides. What I'm saying is that I understand their plight because they got to a certain point in life and thought that they would have not as far as numbers are concerned, because we know numbers diminish as you get older as far as the social circle is concerned, right? But at least have a small pool of available men. Not that they're going to go through all of them, but okay, you have choices, you have options that are quality. Like I said, a lot of these dudes out here who run till they break down and they want to come around you now to help nurse them back to good health. And I don't mean just physically. And lots of times they get on their feet and they leave you.
That's true too. That's true too.
I'm driving the bus, just hearing these stories on the shows and people who talk to me personally and just in life, I've seen it. And I'm telling you, I'm going to say it. It's really sometimes embarrassing. No, I don't want to be nothing else but a man, because that's what I am. All I'm saying is that it's really embarrassing sometimes when you get around women you don't know, maybe like in a social function or something like that. And it's embarrassing how some of these men go on. As a man, for me to see how they go on with the stupidity. Sure. And trying to pass themselves off as something that they're not, or patch this up and act this way, and the games they come with. And don't bring me in your mess. I had a guy one time because he saw an old Facebook page of mine. And you know how sometimes Facebook will pull up a few of your friends, but it's not always going to be the same friends. Well, this particular night I was doing a show, and this guy pulled up the Facebook page, my personal page at the time, and I think it was 9 photos. And each, there are a lot of women there, right? There are a lot of guys there too. Pulled up all the women who were like looking well, okay? Right. Some of them were like very sensuously dressed, which is okay. Wasn't trashy. But of course, you see something here, a little flesh there, tastefully done, collectively, a bunch. On my page, with me, it's like my stigma has always been whoever I'm around, I'm screwing them. Hey, man, I know you tearing that up. It's like, wait a second, you know what I mean? And I know I had maybe an extended, amplified past that maybe a lot of men didn't get a chance to explore or enjoy. And I enjoyed a lot of it, I'm gonna admit. But because I did, it's like you go and eat a piece of pizza. I'm talking about the Italian pizza, right? The cheese and all that stuff, right? And you eat that because you had a craving, but now like that was a cheat meal on your diet. So on the diet, okay, I experienced that, I'm good. I don't need this for another month. So these guys that are thirsty, don't put me in your thirst. Don't put that on me. Because like I said, and I'm not going to go on a rant right now, but there's so much more to a woman than just titties and ass. If you focus that on so much, if you focus on that so much, you'll never get it. And when you get it, if that's what you focus on, it won't be all that because you're missing the full majesty of a woman. You see what I mean? That's the key.
True.
You can appreciate them that way. That other stuff, the dessert, is no problem, especially when you take time to explore them in their mind, talk to them, really be involved in a conversation. Look,
a lot of these guys can't even have a conversation.
Who always will talk. I'm a talker. My friend Carlos, he was like, man, I'm the kind of guy, he's a friend of mine. I grew up with him. I'm gonna bring him on. He's crude in a very, and I don't mean crude like ignorant, but crude in the way that you can enjoy because he's funny as heck. Right? And he's like, man, I'm the kind of guy, I'll talk for 5 minutes, but I gotta like find out. And he doesn't push up on you like out of nowhere, but it's like you've been talking. He thinks you're interested. He's interested. He's like, listen, can we see each other more? Let's really hang out. You can come over to the place, whatever. And he can do that. I could have never done that. He's like, the way Lance does it, and mind you, we knew each other from 71. The way Lance does it, because I was never a predator, but I was always talking. The way Lance does it, man, he'll just keep talking and talking and talking and until panties fall off. Like meat off the bone when you bake it. He says, I fry it. I got to get it quick. He bakes it and takes time. Seriously, there were times when women were like, hey, come on, let's I'm like, no, let's finish the conversation.
Wow.
I love conversation. That's like foreplay. Because when you do what you do, you're so thoroughly like, they know already, like, he's not just using me for this. He's really into me. And I would never lie to make it seem like I was. I'm just like, not just a talker. Look, I see what's going on here and I want the same thing too. Baby, I see it too. What am I supposed to do? But that song, Hanging on the String, you got me hanging on the string now. That just popped in my head when I get songs popping in my head. But anyway, that's the way it was. Let's have fun. We had our orgasms, a little freakishness here and there. Well, come on, let's go for a walk. And they're like, he ain't trying to get out of here? No, come on, let's go get something to eat. Let's go to the city and walk around. Oh, damn, you're different. Yes, I am. Let's have fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And it got to the point where, right? I've had situations where they knew how I was. It's like, yeah, before we did that, we were having fun, but there was so much tension. I said, listen, now you know how I flow. Let's do this before we leave and just have fun for the rest of the night. Because I'm not just thinking about that. Like, I got blue balls, and by the end of the night, I'm going to press you for sex because I've been trying to get at you all day. And everything I did to you to have fun and feed you and make you laugh, it was all based on me trying to get you in the bed. It ain't got nothing to do with that, damn it. It don't have nothing to do with that. Let's have some orgasms first. And now we're happily throbbing down there. Now, when I hold your hand and treat you like a lady, we go, you know this.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Because, I mean.
What just happened?
When you're with the person. Say it again.
You just blanked out.
I know. Because it's like the vacuum died. But, yeah, so it was, never pressure that way, but I get close, not close where I'm trying to push up on you, but I get close. I align myself with the person's energy real quick.
Right.
I mean, no homo, but there are men that I hung around and, hey, man, you all right, man? I like you. You know what I mean?
Right.
I try to find a common denominator and roll that way. Not a fake common. I have a lot of denominators, right? So I can find one that's compatible with the energy that's present. If you're telling dirty jokes, I can tell some dirty jokes. You want to speak intellectual, I can speak intellectual. If you want to be sensuous, we can do that. We can just whatever gear.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what you need. But if it's always that, the dude that I make up with the laugh and he's always looking for sex, I hate that man. I hate that man because it's messed up the minds of so many women that when I get around them, they think, it's like, and they can present such a perfect front. And here come the fangs. And some slimy dick coming. Get away from me, man.
Yeah, man, please. You just grossed me out.
I'm gonna do that, Queen Red Pill.
Yeah.
No, but it's true. If that's all it's gonna be, I'll go with somebody else. We go somewhere for a night on the town, whether it's like I have money to spend, or like, listen, I don't have much, but we can spend, get somebody that little cheap diner. Whatever level it's on, we are guaranteed
to have some fun.
With me, to have fun. You're gonna think, you're gonna laugh your ass off. You're gonna laugh till you cry. We're gonna walk around. You're gonna sleep good that night, whether you come with me or not. Just have to say it that way.
Wordplay.
It ain't gonna be no because you might be on your period. You know how many women like don't feel bad during the period, like okay with the cramps and everything, but they don't want to go because they know the dude is already going to pressure that way. And when
right.
Stay home because you're going to pressure. And then you find that out, then I don't know you like that and put that thing inside my mouth. No, I don't. You know what I mean? Like, dudes like,
oh my God.
Right. Don't pressure nobody.
Thank you, dear.
Cinnamon Star, thank you so much. Much love as always. And thank you for just being here and just enjoying and
She found a banana.
Say it again.
She found a banana.
So it's easy going. You know how many times, I'm not telling you your life, but I'm just saying in general, because I know this, and I'm saying it's you, but it's really every woman here. You as a woman have gotten around a person who, oh wow, a double.
Oh, lovely. Thank you. An ass, Dixon. You're a funny one, Cinnamon 808.
Oh wait, on this one program, everything's not showing up. So let me go directly to you so I know I'm missing some stuff.
You're a good one.
Let me see, because I didn't see it on what I'm on now. I gotta get there quick. Let me see what this is all about here. Turn the sound down. Go on in the chat room. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Oh. See, it didn't show up on the other one.
I know.
Yes, fruits are very sweet, especially when combined. The sensation they create is pristine. It's a high. You know what I mean?
But thank you, sis.
Yes, thank you. That was very creative. And you found the banana. I'm like, what banana? I have to go to the other screen to see it.
Oh gosh.
Wow. But yeah, it's life, man. And be, don't be anxious. Don't be having something in your head that this is what I'm gonna get. Because you know what? You really miss out on the full woman in a real good time. I'm not interested in friction theft. Like we have glorified friction providers, we have friction thieves. So they just grind on you like a horny dog humping on you.
Right.
You'd accept the presence of a dog because you know that the dog's not only goes but so far, and that's what it is. But men who are supposed to have a higher mind, and yes, we all, again, we have that branch on our tree that is very sexual, but it's part of life force.
That's right.
It's life force. This is why those who you see who have that energy, it's a very sexy thing. You see what I mean? Because it's part of life force.
That's right.
Look, if you have a real bad case of the flu, you ain't feeling too sexy. And as a man, you have a real bad case of the flu. Things ain't getting hard. You ain't thinking about nothing.
Nothing,
You
exactly.
walking around the house, eyes all watery, a whole tissue stuck up one nostril.
For real. For real.
And so your life force has been drained during that physical sickness. And then when it comes back, other things come back. So why drain it with useless endeavors that don't build it back up, or it's a mutual thing, or just life. You see older people. I've seen older women that have preserved themselves as far as the energy level. And you can see them being very sexual beings because all of the overabundance of life force.
Right.
But that's how you can tell when you're healthy and balanced, because your sex drive, it doesn't have to be like it was when you were 18, 19, 20 years old, or whatever your peak years were.
Sometimes it's better.
So exactly. Well, you know how to handle it better.
When you don't have to get pregnant.
That's right. Spray away. You won't get that. Feel free. Exactly, Cinnamon Star. Because remember, like I said, I have a theory. Maybe it's not true, but when you masturbate an orgasm to porn, you're still attaching yourself to what you were thinking about so strong in your mind and what you see. Just imagine all the people who are deceased and have transitioned, and you're inviting a connection with that energy.
Right.
They left themselves open. Even after they transition, they're getting bonus points in a bad way for what they've exposed to the world. Ain't that something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just deal direct. And even that's a risk, because it's the sexually transmitted demons that are out there.
Exactly.
And why do you think on a twisted level, on a wholesome level, it feels so good, but it doesn't leave you feeling imbalanced like the porn thing or the illicit thing, the decadent thing? And yes, we all make love. And yes, sometimes our sisters want to get effed, but not in a disrespectful way. It's like, let's just do, and you can be free, but that man has got to win your trust. So you can be freaky the way you may desire, but you're not going to do it in the atmosphere where this guy's calling me that. Don't call me no damn freak.
Right.
If you handle her properly, she will be that, but not that word in a derogatory way. You see? She'll be open and free and can explore and know that it's okay, because after the freakishness is over, she knows that you're going to respect her and love her and treat her with respect the same way after. Right. It's the beautiful feeling that you can shift gears and be this and be that, and not be chastised about it or not have it thrown back in your face.
Man,
just for something to do. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Get in an argument and they get mad, or you actually break up and she has a reason to really break up with you if it's not something super committed, or she don't want to see you no more, because you did something like a jerk. Why are you gonna bring up the sex stuff and start spreading it? And maybe she shared some pictures with you. Why are you sending them around on the internet, man?
Exactly. Childish.
Because you may not have that opportunity. Look at how she opened up to you. She's not with you no more. You may have messed up, or she may have just don't work no more.
Yep.
Just be appreciative of what you had and still show her respect. All week, there are women that come in the chat room who many may not know. I knew them from decades ago. And we respect each other. They're married now and have kids. They're not even thinking that way. Look, the most they might bring up, like say, for example, young lady I knew from way back in the 80s. And she showed me her stuff and everything. I mean, like her pictures, her family. I knew what her stuff looks like, but and we were having it's just, let me call you, because we have a lot of mutual friends. And she's like, she brought up a person that passed away, that she knew more, but I knew also.
Right.
And I'm telling her, I really can't place this person. So she had to go there. Remember that time? in the Bronx and in the car, and he kept trying to come up and roll up and peek inside. And you jumped up half naked and chased him down the street. Oh, him! And she said, "I'm sorry, I didn't want to go there." But I said, "No, it's no problem." Then we went right back into the mature conversation with no,
Mm-hmm.
But I don't bring those things up like it's some kind of challenge. 20 years go by. Yeah, girl. I had you in that car. Your feet was all on the roof of the car, in the ceiling, walking, tearing it up. You know how good it was. So what's up? For old time's sake. And with grown people, sometimes those things happen in a proper way. You may have dealt with somebody 20, 25 years ago, and you see their present manifestation as they matured. And you feel comfortable around them. And you begin to hang around each other. Like, no pressure. We're in a new town together. I didn't know you were living in this new state, and we're close to each other. We know each other. Well, let's go shopping. I'm going to show you the spot where I get my stuff. It don't mean you have automatic entry. Well, you ain't got no man, and hey, might as well. No. But then things might get rekindled because of where you find yourself it's a whole different dynamic at that particular present time.
Right.
Not the same maybe when you're a teenager or what. It's a whole different thing. It's a new thing and it has nothing to do with the old.
That's true.
Now, she still may like some of the things you did to her and you might remember but still it's a new energy. But some men can't get past that whole thing.
Yeah. They live in the past.
Yeah. Let her love you and respect you as you are now. Don't bring that stuff up. If it's to happen, it will happen. If it's destiny, it will happen. But stop pushing for stuff on that level.
Right.
Because you may ruin something so special. But some people, they don't care. They want to cash out. You may lose a real friend where maybe before it wasn't that deep to say friend. It was just like lust or whatever. But they may be seeing you in a whole different light.
Mm-hmm.
You want to mess that up because of a lower vibrational urge at the moment where you cash in?
Right.
Let's go deeper. If that's not there, it's okay. Because one day, my penis is not going to be able to get hard. I don't care how much Viagra they have out there. I mean, I don't use that stuff. I'm just saying. You're going to be 91 years old? Some do that, but ain't nothing working down there. Some may have, what was my fifth orgasm at 20 years old when that little one drop came out that felt like so much because I came so much already? That might be that first orgasm at 90 when you have, and then you can't come no more for the next 3 months. You walk around for the next month like spent, like, ooh, that was good. Nigga, that was 3 months ago, man. So stop. We can't base our id on what we can do to you. You know what I mean?
I know.
It's all energy, And I did not know. I said, hey, we're going to go on for a little while. I just want to come on for a little while tonight because we already have the show scheduled, for 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And, we'll say a few words for a little while longer and then we'll sign off. I'm going to jump right into bed and jump right up and be ready for the show.
Okay.
Because it's already set up already.
Yeah,
The link is already made. Everything is set up. Matter of fact, for those who might want to, they might miss it, my voice getting all funny.
It is? You're getting tired?
Well, yeah. No, I've been talking all day today and yesterday,
And you talked for 2 hours just now because, OnlyFans.
Right. Oh, it's cool. I'm talking my sleep a little bit too. I'm always talking.
Oh gosh.
I've been talking to
in my sleep.
I've been talking to the west. Yeah, so let me find this link here. That's the show in the morning, y'all.
Yes, come on back. Come on back. Come on back. Come on back. We're gonna be deep tomorrow. It may trigger some of us. Some of us might put cry emojis on there. But it's okay. We will help you through it.
But like J.E., Jay said, what's trending on YouTube? The high value man. Sometimes you listen to them, YouTube speaking on about the high value man, and they're saying that's what women should be seeking. It's for me, it's not my place to say what a woman should be seeking. Like, I never put myself out, oh, I am the standard, and they have to do this, and then subliminally putting them down at the same time. Like the guy that does that stuff. They got the glasses, whatever his name is.
Kevin Samuels.
Yeah. Who made him, and he says some things that are true. Now, granted, I'm not going to knock everything he says, but it's the attitude in which he speaks and that condescending way. And, you're like little show puppies that need to be paraded in front of him so he can judge you and deem you to be this or that and rate you. And if you think highly of yourself, as all women should, it should be not based on some man thing where, well, you're not really a 10. Or now you have women who like say that, and it's not for me to say whether they are or not, but they just say it. Maybe they need to heal themselves. Maybe they come into a place of healing.
Right. Well, what's a 10? What's a 10?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying like what the world says. I mean, I don't know, because are they rating as far as your bank account, your physical,
your mental, your spiritual, your all in one package? Exactly.
We're all in a state of flux. We're all in a state of change. What you weigh when you woke up in the morning is not what you weigh right before you go to bed. Your weight goes up and down 5 different pounds, sometimes 10, right? You change. If I met you when you were acting silly and drunk one night with your girlfriends, oh, she's nothing. And then I see who you really are. So you can't prop a woman in front of a man and go down a list. Are you stupid? Like, you didn't have a good relationship with your mother or any female energy? Why are you so vindictive toward women like that?
Right.
If you want to really rate, right, let's just play that game to me, which is lower vibrational, right? I've seen some 350-pound women who are 10s or who are 11s and 12s.
Right.
Because of their confidence, because of their heart, because of their spirit. There's a lady up here who has a restaurant not too far from where I live. And she's quite heavy. But if you want to see how she grooms herself to the detail, not in a worldly, cocky way, but she always keeps like the finger wave hairstyle she has, it's always tight. She dresses immaculately. And it doesn't mean she has the most expensive stuff on. But
herself together, right?
I mean, she's a business owner too. She puts out you have to put a certain image to a point, because she stays until late working harder than the people she pays to doing it, to be there doing stuff. And every time you see her, she has such a pleasant spirit. She doesn't think she's better than anybody else. She has more than one location. She's making money. I'm going to do some videos for her. She's a lovely woman. I have a phone number, not to be but she asked me some advice. I said, I'm going to call you back. I'm going to tell you. And when she looks at me, a man who's got the wrong thought in his head would think, oh, she's looking at you all googly-eyed. I think I'm very refreshing to her. She likes me like a brother, right? And it's almost admiration, like, oh man, you do so much. I've been checking your stuff out. You do so much.
Right.
So someone who has it in their head, man, you can get that. No, that's not what it's about. Because people judge the world by the state of their own mind. If they're a thief, they think everybody's stealing from them. If they're a gossip, they think everybody's talking about them.
Right.
You see what I mean? So what state of mind are we in that filters through the good that we can see, but we can't see it because we're coming with the energy that blinds us? There's a lot to think about with human nature, and how we are and where we find ourselves.
Yeah.
I know a lot of young ladies who knew a man when he was younger, and they're both a little older. She couldn't stand him, that manifestation of him. But she evolved a little bit, and he evolved a whole lot. And they met each other again, and it's different. She couldn't keep away from him. He couldn't keep away from her.
And that's something.
You see what I mean? So timing is everything also.
Yeah.
You know,
And
it's so
maturity.
much. There's so much to this existence.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much to this existence, and most people just don't have a clue. They take what they see, and that's what you are not a 10. You don't know what she's been through. You don't know where she's going.
Mm.
You know how and who are you? Shouldn't you be on your own journey of cleansing and making yourself better and detoxing from the toxic things that can come on you in this world as you move about on your own personal journey? Who are you to assess me or any woman or say she's too fat or say she's not pretty enough or say, look, that can be the woman's way. She's saying she's a 10 by what the world says it is. And she may not be there, but she's projecting and putting it out there to the world so she can grow. We all motivate ourselves in different ways. Who are you to step in and be the all-seeing judge, the all-seeing whatever, the all-knowing? Propped up with your pad and you're looking down like, you God on the throne, figure of speech. You know?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to wrap it down, sweetheart. If there's anything you want to say, you know, in the chat room, you know, I'm going to jump right into bed, get on up, and we're going to do this again, 8 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, no, I think the chat room vibed with everything that you were saying. You know, I was just reading a lot of the comments, and I always appreciate when there's lots of comments, you know, because
participation, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. You know, even if I'm not saying anything, you know, I'm here and I'm listening, and you know, I don't have any experiences to bring to the table.
Let me just say something, Mr. Verse. You prefer a nice flat ass. If you said that like 50 times.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. What's the point of that? I mean,
I just saw them for
unless I'm feeling freaky. I prefer a nice flat ass.
Okay.
I'm not the police on anybody and what they say and what they share, but like if you're stuck like a broken record, it shows me the purpose of being here is not really the vibe. You know,
it's so funny because
I'll let it go.
Yeah.
You know, you'll find another live to go say how much of a flat ass he likes. Sometimes we're looping over and stuck. We're stuck in one place, and you know. No, I mean, I was just checking because I was like, wait, did you say that before? And like I said, there's more. Look, give me a black sister with a flat ass that has a real good heart. I'm good. You know what I mean? You know, I'm just saying it doesn't have to be about ass. And it's like just on the wrap up, I see a lot of because I subscribe to a lot of bodybuilding channels. So you have a lot of bodybuilding channels that show the exercises, and they have women who may not be bodybuilders, but their fitness, you know, and they pop up on your stream.
Right.
And a lot of times you see that they all fit, but it's always about the ass.
Yeah.
She has the perfect body, but she's like bending over or something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Something. Even flat asses, when they bent over, right?
Look around.
Exactly. So you know, it's hard for an ass to look bad when it's bent over and splayed out. I'm not saying, you know, nothing like a sister, but what I'm saying is that then what? Then what? You jump on them, you hump on them, you release, and then what?
Thanks, J.E.
You know what I mean?
Thank you, my dear. Thank you.
Oh yeah. There have been times you say, "Oh, we're going to talk for 90 minutes," but her voice is so elegant and so beautiful. 4 hours later, we're still on. Ain't nobody complaining.
Oh God! Even if it's you know, it's so funny. My grandson, I think I told you before. My grandson says he knows exactly what every means.
Well, you know, I'll tell you the story. I'm always telling stories before I go and end up staying the next hour. You know, the guy who was married to my old girlfriend's sister, and he had dreadlocks or locks, right? And he was a real Rasta, right? and he smoked a whole lot of weed. I mean, this guy smoked a whole lot. I mean, he smoked a whole lot. I don't even know where he worked. They had to tolerate him big time. This guy was always like smoked so much so he looked sleepy all the time. And I couldn't understand a heavy Jamaican accent, but I understand the thickest of Jamaican accents with my father being from. So I grew up around that, right?
Right.
So I had the pleasure one time of going with him and his kids and, to the store because my old girlfriend and his wife were going to stay back at their place and cook or whatever. So, he's there and he had like 4 kids, young kids, 7, 8, 10, and 11, around in there somewhere. So he's always walking slow. I mean, he was crippled high with the weed. I mean, and he smelled like that too.
It came through his pores, huh?
Oh man. I mean, he walked in the supermarket, whoever was in the back aisle working, they stepped out of it. Who was that? You know what I mean? One white guy was in the store and said, hey, if that guy hangs around me a whole lot, I'll never get arrested for possession. He can smell it all he want. I don't have it on me when I get the contact. So he at best, when he was like not as high, you could hear him talk real low, and it was the fact that he's talking real low that you didn't understand. So he grunted.
Oh my God.
He was so high he grunt. I mean, straight up grunt. Now here's the catch. He's in the store and he lifts his hand up real slow, pointing. And he said to one of the kids, and the child ran off and came back with a bag of apples. I'm like, wait a second.
Right.
I didn't hear him say, yeah, I forget the bag of apples, He just went, and then he took the other hand and pointed and looked at the other child. And he ran down the aisle and came back with some eggs. I said, whoa, this must be a joke. You know how children know the father so well? The whole time he was in the store, he grunted and they knew exactly what to get.
Yeah.
So one of the kids, he said to get some milk because he didn't drink milk, but the wife used it in some of the recipes or something like that.
Right.
And so he went to this next one because there's 4 kids, but he sent 3 of them. The other one was like real young. So he went, and so the kid came back with a half a gallon of milk. And so he looked angry. And so that kid was older. So I said, what did your father say when he told you? I mean, it was a grunt to me. He said he didn't want half a gallon. He wanted to get a gallon of milk. I said, he said all of that in the grunt? Because he was so high. You know what I mean? So,
that's me. That's me.
Sometimes, you might like a flat ass, but when you get steamrolled, you might like being flattened too to get on out the room. Because, I mean, come on.
You know what? Listen.
He's gone.
He's gone. Good. Yeah. Mind your business.
Guys, like I said, if you kind of misunderstand a little bit, I say, okay, let me see how.
See how far they go.
Then you get them. They can go somewhere else. They'll never, because when you block them like that, they never can. They can come in the room, but they can't type anything that you see. I don't play that. I like this vibe we have here. And we can disagree. Right. We can get mad, disagree, whatever. We family, but you come on in like that, we don't know you, and you start telling people they don't know who it is. I'm not gonna go in somebody's house and smack somebody. Everybody might be related to you and beat my ass. You know what I mean?
Or go to church and talk about the pastor, and you're sitting next to the pastor niece.
And she's one who's cooking the food later on and dishing out the food. You don't know what extras you're gonna get when you get the food. Something. But yes, I'm gonna run, and we're gonna do our thing.
Yes.
In a couple of hours, actually 9 hours.
No. You get enough sleep.
Yeah, it's 9 hours and 22 minutes. Yeah, I'll get sleep because I'm gonna. Yeah, we'll be all right.
We'll be all right.
So have a good night, and everybody who's here.
Have a good night, everyone.
For me, it's 2:38 a.m. Yes. So for you, it's what now? Like 10:30 a.m.
10:38. I do know where my children are. I think.
Right. I would love for you to like everybody to be on the same time, but since I moved here, it's different. So
I know. I know.
Mhm.
Well, family, let me lower my register so that I don't sound like a morning show host. It is nighttime. Have a wonderful night, everyone.
Yes, yes.
And we'll see you in the rising.
In the rising, for real.
In the rising. In the
Thank you so
rising.
much. Okay, I put some sleepy music on, right?
You do that, Sir Lance.
Al Freetown in the house. One love, my brother. One love, my brother.